The Nuggets are not looking good. This is not going well right now. This is your Denver Sports Daily for December 9th.
The biggest stories, the latest news. It's Denver Sports Daily.
It's very clear that right now the Nuggets have some serious problems. The Nuggets this past weekend went 1-1, beating the Atlanta Hawks last night and losing to the league's worst Washington Wizards on Saturday. They are the worst team in the league. It's no craziness. This is no surprise that the Nuggets aren't doing as good as they should be. They looked much better last night, beating the Hawks 141-111 on the back of Jokic's 48 points, 14 rebounds, and 8 assists, along with Michael Porter Jr.'s 26 points and 7 rebounds. Now, Nikola Jokic was more than incredible in those past two games, putting up a career-high 56 points against the Wizards and following it up with that 48 points against the Hawks last night. Now, if you told me that Nikola Jokic would go out and put up 56 points and 16 rebounds, I would tell you that he's beating the Celtics. But the Nuggets can't beat the Washington Wizards on the back of Jokic's career high. 56 points, they can't beat the Wizards. That is terrible. That kind of stat, that kind of game sticks with you for longer than a season. That is one of the worst performances I've ever seen from the Nuggets. If you lose to the worst team in the league, that's already a problem. You are supposed to be a championship contending team, and you're losing to a team with a 3-18 record. Now, after those losses and that win last night, the Nuggets are now 12-10 and 7th in the West, half a game behind the Clippers in 6th. And what's really crazy about these past two games is that Russell Westbrook has played. And Russell Westbrook took his first loss as a starter. And when I say he played as a starter. He took his first loss as a starter to the Washington Wizards. He is 4-1 on that starting unit. And there's been a lot of talk going around on if Jamal Murray is capable of playing right now with the Nuggets, if he is capable of earning that contract that he got. And right now, it's not looking like it. For the past multiple 2 or 3 years, people have been saying, why isn't Jamal Murray an all-star? He should be an all-star. He goes out and wins a championship and puts up a triple-double with Nikola Jokic in the finals. First duo to ever do that. And now it's looking like he just doesn't exist anymore. He's looking like a ghost of his old self. He's looking like a ghost of Bubble Murray, a ghost of 2022-23 Murray, and it's just not looking good for him. He's not playing the way that he should be playing, and thankfully, Russell Westbrook has stepped up for him and kind of taken over that load, dishing the rock, being a great traditional point guard on that side of the ball. But it's just not working right now with Jamal Murray, and there needs to be a move. There needs to be a trade. I'm not saying get rid of Jamal Murray, but I am saying get Nikola Jokic some help that can bring him to a championship. Go out and get him somebody that can, fill that role, that scoring role. I would have not been opposed to the Nuggets trying to go after Paul George this past offseason. That would have been huge. Something like that would have really changed the dynamic of this team and brought them from just a finals winner to a past finals winner to now they're going to contend again for another finals championship. And it's just not looking like they're going to do that this year. Now, the Avalanche looked really good this weekend, winning both of their matchups. On Saturday, they beat the Avs. The Avs beat the Red Wings 2-1 on the back of Cale Makar and Val Nichushkin's goals. And yesterday, they turned it up against the New Jersey Devils, winning 4-0. Scott Wedgwood was the hero of the game, saving 25 shots and allowing no goals. Just incredible play from him. He's really stepped up in these past couple of games and come in and made an impact on this team. Now that no goals allowed, followed by Ross Colton, Logan O'Connor, Arturi Lehkonen, and Parker Kelly all scoring, that really leads to a winning formula. That is how the Avs need to continue playing if they want to, go to the playoffs, make a deep playoff run. And with Scott Wedgwood right now, they're looking like they can. They're looking like they can make a playoff run. And if you go back to when they did win the Stanley Cup, they didn't have great goalie play there either. What they need to do right now is get all their main stars back, get them healthy, keep them playing, and then they can actually, go far. And I was very low on the Avs coming into this season. But after these past couple games, they've really shown that they can actually do something. out here. And I believe that they can win a couple playoff series. They can win one, they can win two. I'm all in on the Avs. I think that right now the Avs have a better shot of going all the way than the Nuggets, which is so unfortunate to say, but it also is very good for the Avs, especially coming into the season with not high hopes and not high hopes from the fans. That wasn't looking good earlier, and now they've kind of stepped up and they have made the moves that they need to. They're getting healthy. They're going out there and they're winning games. So they're doing great. Those past 2 games are amazing. They got to keep it going now. That's all that they can look forward to now. The CU Buffs are heading to Texas for their bowl game. After CU lost to Kansas, they also lost their chance to make the college football playoffs, unfortunately. However, CU still finished 23rd in the AP poll and secured a bowl game. Overall, a great season from Coach Prime, Shedeur Sanders, and Travis Hunter. Great season for all of them. And now, after that great season, CU will be playing in the Alamo Bowl against BYU on December 28th. Now, you may be wondering, the Alamo Bowl, that's usually a Big 12 team versus a Pac-12 team, and it is. It typically is. But with the Pac-12 much smaller than it used to be, CU will be representing their old conference, which is kind of cool, especially with the Pac-12 basically dead, which is really sad to say because the Pac-12 was such a great part of college football. It's really dwindled down, and now CU is going to go out there and represent the Pac-12 against the Big 12 and hopefully beat BYU, who had a great season starting 7-0 or 9-0, I believe, actually. Now they need to go out there and win against that team who has played great all season. Now, Coach Deion Sanders did say that he expects Shedeur Sanders and other future NFL prospects to play in the game. The last 2 times that CU has played in a bowl game, they lost both to Oklahoma State in 2016 and Texas in 2020, and both of those bowl games were the Alamo Bowl as well. Now, with that, Deion Sanders saying that he expects the other future NFL prospects to play, you're going to see all your stars. You're going to see Travis Hunter. You're going to see the other players who are going out there and want to go to the NFL. I really love that he's taken that initiative to say, we're not going out here to lose a bowl game. We got this far. We're not going to go out without a win. I really, really love that. You see a lot of these college football teams, when they get to a bowl game, they sit their starters to say, okay, some of these guys are going to go to the NFL. Let's not risk them getting hurt. And that's respectable. You can do that, I guess. I'm just not a fan of sitting players. You see it a lot in the NBA. You don't see it as much in the NFL, but in college football, you'll see that in those bowl games because they don't want anybody to get hurt. They want to keep their starters healthy. They want to keep them pushing through to the NFL. I want to see those guys go out on a high note. I want to see them go out with a bang. Shedeur is going to go out there, and I already know that he's going to light it up. He's going to light it up. They worked this far to get to a bowl game. They don't want to go out with a loss, and they definitely don't want to go out without everybody playing and excited to be there. So I'm very excited to see that game. I'm so happy that they finally got to a bowl game. This is incredible. After a terrible, terrible few seasons before this, Deion came in and just flipped it around like that. That is amazing, amazing. Now, a former Broncos player is not a fan of Bo Nix. Defensive lineman Shelby Harris spent 5 years with the Broncos from 2017 to 2021 and recently came back to Denver last Monday when he took the field with the Cleveland Browns. After the Broncos win, Harris went on his podcast, We're the Harrises, which he co-hosts with Chris Harris Jr. and Ryan Harris, great name, to share his thoughts on the game. He said, I would say other than that big throw, Bo Nix isn't the most efficient quarterback out there. I think that he needs to make a little bit more throws. It's a lot of flair. He was referring to that 93-yard touchdown pass by Marvin Mims. That's the big throw he was talking about. On 3rd and 7, he threw a 93-yard, perfectly placed ball to Marvin Mims. That's just, what are you even talking about there, man? Bo Nix has been incredible. And it's not anyone's say that he's not doing as much as he could. Bo Nix has been the kind of CJ Stroud that we saw last year. He has turned this team around just with him, basically. The whole team is clicking around him, and he's going out there and throwing deep balls. He's hitting the middle of the field. He's hitting outside the numbers. Bo Nix has been amazing. So any Bo Nix hate isn't going to go fly with me. Now, he also went on to say he did just enough, and he lived off that defense. That defense really went in and made plays for them to win the game. Harris continued, obviously, he did exactly what he needed to do, but it wasn't the most efficient game, and 2 interceptions. Now, Bo did have 2 interceptions, but he also had a touchdown pass and 294 yards. And you could talk about efficiency as much as you want, but if you go out there and you win the game, who cares about efficiency? He had a great touchdown pass. He had 294 yards. He was moving the ball. They were getting in the end zone. That is exactly what matters in the NFL. It's who comes out with the win. Every single game can be close, but once you get in the playoffs, man, who cares? Who cares? If you're having a winning record and you're out there winning games, you could talk all you want. You can do all that talking. Patrick Mahomes has not the best season, but you don't see people hating on him because he's one of the best in the league. Bo is having a terrific season, and you're going to hate on him after you lost? Come on, man. Come on. I don't want to hear any of that. But that's going to do it for your Denver Sports Daily today. I do want to say it is a third-year anniversary of the passing of the late, great Demaryius Thomas. So rest in peace, Demaryius Thomas. 3 years. It's just incredible how much time flies, and you were just such a great player on the Broncos. So rest in peace. We all miss you here. And I do want to read some of your comments. Let's see. Shelby Harris can shut up. He hasn't done anything since he left the Broncos. That's what I'm going to leave you with today. That's true. He hasn't done anything. He hasn't been as successful as the Broncos have been. And sure, the Broncos haven't been successful in these past couple of years, but they are now. And that's all that matters. That's going to do it for your Denver Sports Daily. I'm going to be back with you guys again tomorrow. I have a lot to talk about tomorrow. It's going to be a fun day. I will see you all then. Bye, y'all.